As a child and grandchild of migrant farm workers, it is a great honor that I introduced ACR 73 to call upon all Californians to observe César Chávez's birthday, March 31st, as a day of public service. This year, the United Farm Workers, founded by Chávez and other great farm worker leaders, celebrates its 50th anniversary and will hold its special convention this coming May 18th through the 20th in Bakersfield. So during this special year, it is only proper to take a moment to acknowledge and recognize the diversity that has made up the farm worker rights movement since its inception. César Chávez recognized that for people of so many different ethnicities, the path for a better life often began in the agricultural fields. This was the path for the Chávez family, my own family, and for countless of other farm worker families of all backgrounds. Our families came to this country to make an honest living, to work hard, and to provide better opportunities for their children and grandchildren. But there were different waves of workers out in the fields. At one time, it was Anglo workers during the Dust Bowls who came from Oklahoma and Arkansas that John Steinbeck so eloquently wrote about in The Grapes of Wrath. But it was also Filipino workers, Japanese, Chinese, Croatian, African American, Irish, Italian, Arab, to name just a few, who toiled in the fields throughout California's history. But what was also shared was a common struggle for better work conditions out in the fields. We must not forget the mission began by the late Larry Itliong, who began organizing Filipino farm workers in 1962. It was the Filipino workers who went out on strike first on September 8, 1965, and a few days later were joined by the mostly Mexican workers led by Chávez and Dolores Huerta. We must also not forget the sacrifice of so many different individuals, including the young martyr from Yemen that gave his own life for the farm workers' plight. Naji Daifullah, the young 24-year-old Arab Muslim who was a picket captain and farm worker who sadly was the second person killed during the peak of labor organizing. We all know that Chávez himself was inspired by the teachings of nonviolence of Dr. Martin Luther King and Mahatma Gandhi, and Dr. King himself showed his solidarity with César and the farm workers when he wrote to him stating that our struggles are really one, a struggle for freedom, for dignity, and for humanity. We are together with you in spirit and determinations that our dreams for a better tomorrow will be realized. To some Californians, the farm workers' struggles are an issue of the past, but the challenges of farm workers did not disappear with the passing of César or these other great farm worker leaders. We cannot forget that the fruits and vegetables that we enjoy in our daily lives are produced by farm workers who continue to endure long hours of back-breaking work under the toughest of conditions. The farm workers' dream of providing a better life for their children still continues today. And this very day calls for each of us to give back in service of others. And I think César Chávez said it best when he said that true wealth is not measured in money, status, or power. It is measured in the legacy we leave behind for those we love and those we inspire. Members, I respectfully ask for an aye vote and request that the first roll be open for co-authors, y si se puede.